Welcome back to Heartbeat Christian Academy Skills Training, and we're learning Word, and I'm sure by now you are starting to feel like an expert. You are loving the program, working in the program, playing around in the program, and you are enjoying it. And I hope you're enjoying the training, and I hope it's adding value to your life. And I'm sure along the road, as you are engaging with other people and you need to do documents, assignments, curriculum vitae, letters and quotes, you will be much more effective in what you do in Microsoft Word. And when people look at your documents, they will say, wow, this is great quality stuff and this guy must be professionally trained. Well, let's hope so. And just wanted to give you the banking details. If you want to support us, you are most welcome. And then also the contact details. If you want to contact us and just learn a bit more, you can contact us. We have notes available. But let's get to the manual. And as you can see there, we are already at lesson number 10, which is page 31. And we're going to be talking today about working with lists. Now that's quite a mouthful. There's some interesting stuff here. Some stuff I'm sure that you know, and maybe some stuff that you don't know. But let's just look at what we're going to be covering today. As I said, we're going to be working with lists in lesson number 10. And we are going to be looking at bulleted and numbered lists. We're going to be looking at symbols, how to use symbols. And then we also want to look at how to change the bullet color. And that's also just a nice formatting trick there. And then multi-level lists, how to have lists but that are multi-leveled. So there's quite a lot we have to cover today. So I'm excited to be your trainer again today. And I hope that you have your Word documents open on your computer. And as you're watching this, it's very nice if you have maybe a smartphone to put the video on the smartphone on the one side if your eyesight's good. And then to have your computer on the desk so that you can actually interact as we're going through it. You can open up the tabs, you can play around, because I can promise you one thing: if you don't use it, you will lose it. That's just a bit of a buzzword there for you. So let's go to the second screen. And why on earth would you want to do lists? That's the question. And here we are. This is a good example in our document. It's a year or sum, and then I use a list to just list multiple items here. And this is what you would call a bulleted list. Let me just show you what you are going to need to be able to actually do to pass this assessment. I'm going to run through those steps with you very quickly. Now, for instance, if I highlighted this portion and I clicked on that tab, the list is gone. Okay, so there's no list there. There's a few ways of starting a list. The one way is by typing amount of words or sentences that you want listed. And then once you've made your decision that this is what you want to do, then highlight the appropriate text. And then you've got the options right here where you can go for bullets or you can go for numbers. So starting simply, if I wanted to number these 1 to 10, I could do it by either just clicking there and it's numbered it for me. I'm saying 1 to 6 because it's 6 line items. And now I know this is number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4. Now, a lot of times numbering will be logical. In other instances, you might just want them bulleted. And when I click here on the bullet list, it uses the default one. But if I click on the opening there, I can actually go and select recently used bullets. And I can also go to what is known as define new bullet. And that's what I want to show you now because this is part of the criteria. Define new bullet. And if I click on define new bullet, this opens up and there I've got where I can put a picture in or I can put a symbol in or a font. Now, if I go to the font section, I can go and I can change the size of this bullet now as I'm there. So I can actually go and say, look, I want the bullet to be 16. I can say that I want the bullet to have a color there. So if I wanted to change the color, I could go and click there and I could make the bullet red. Once I go there and I say OK, and I say OK, you will see that it's actually changed my bullet's color, and it's also changed my bullet size. There's also a simpler way of doing the same thing. If I click there on top, just sort of slightly on top, you just have to click a few times. You then select only the bullets, and now I can actually bold the bullet. I can change the bullet's color right there. I can change the color. Let me see if it will allow me to fill the bullet. I don't think it will now. Now this isn't the right one, so no color there, but there you go. There's the color. So there I can change the bullet's color. I can change the bullet to bold. I can change the bullet's font size, so make it smaller, bigger, depending on what I want it to look like. And if I really go in there, I can also change back to any of the ones I've used previously. The nice thing is, if you figured out one that you like, and you're always using that one, it will come up right here in your recently used bullet list, and then also you have your bullet library where that's added. You can then, if you wanted to, say for instance, change the bullet and define it again, and you wanted to change it as a symbol, you can click on symbol there, and then normally one of the fonts that is in Windows is called Wingdings. If you look at the Wingdings fonts, they've got 1, 2, 3 of them. Once you select Wingdings, say 2, you will see there's a lot of symbols available there, and these symbols can now be used as bullets. So if I wanted to use that one, for instance, I clicked on that and say OK, and again I have to just OK. Now I've used that specific symbol as a bullet. And if I click there, I can go and change the color. If I don't like the blue, I can just make it black again. And as you can see, as they say, the sky's the limit. It is unlimited what you can do with your bullets in terms of bullets and numberings. And then also you have, if you click there, you can have a look and just see, once I hover there, you can see it's multi-level lists. So if you wanted to do a multi-level list and you click there, you can decide what you want the list to look like. And there, for instance, is a multi-level list, and it's running from 1 to 6. Now say, for instance, if you're looking at multi-levels, I wanted this one here, the second one, I wanted it to be actually on the next level. I just have to click with my cursor in front of the word there. You can see it flickering just in front of the A there, and then I just have to push the tab key. Now the tab key is taking it to the next level. Okay, so that's taking it to the next level. If I click it behind you and I start typing, and I enter and I type, these are all now on the second level. So I've got level 1 there, and then I've got the second level there, which is pretty nice. But now if I decided that this one is not supposed to be actually on the second level, I can again click just in front of the word, but then I can use Shift and Tab together, and once I do that, it will take it back to a level. So you see, I can tab right through it, and by keeping in the Shift key, I can go back. So if I tab, I'm just pressing tab every single time on the keyboard, and it's moving between the different lists. And again, those second and third level units, you can alter those. I mean, you can go and you can change those to a different type of bullet. You can change it to different types of numbers. The sky's the limit that you can do there. But that is what is known as a multi-level list. And if I wanted to make another level from there, I would just click there, and then, as I said, press tab, and I would be able to move all of those one by one to the next level. So now I've already got, in this list of mine, I've got 3 levels going that way. And sometimes you will need that when you're doing points and sub points, those sort of things there. So I hope that makes sense to you as we're going through that. And let's just have a look at at what we are supposed to cover in the manual, so that we make sure that I prepare you adequately for your assessment if you're doing the assessment. We're talking about the lists. As we said, we're talking about bullets and numbers. I showed you on the screen there where that how that works, and then we also spoke about symbols. As you saw me, I opened up the symbol section there by clicking on that icon there. And then we had the symbols right there, so we could choose all the symbols, and the symbols are based on the fonts. So, and as I said, one of the most popular fonts to use for symbols in Windows is what is known, or what is called as Wingdings. It's a specific font that is pretty popular with symbols. I also showed you how to change the color of the bullet. And I actually showed you more than just the color, but also the font size, and I showed you 2 ways how you could change that on the font side. And then I also showed you about the multi-level lists, how to select a multi-level list, and then how to use your tab key. There you can see, press tab key to increase the level. That's exactly what we did there. And then what we said there, number 3, is hold the shift and the tab key to decrease the level. And that's pretty much the training for today, which is not difficult, but still something you have to practice with and play around with, get comfortable with. And if you're using bullets and numbers and even icons and all sorts of people even use pictures, all sorts of things in their documents, it just makes your document a bit more interesting. Obviously, like any formatting, I think one can overuse it, so be vigilant that you are using the appropriate styles and the appropriate product for the appropriate type of document. You won't, I wouldn't, for instance, if I'm doing a CV, a curriculum vitae, which is a serious document and you need to actually show some professional formatting there, I would stick to sort of the main core formatting structures, using the right bullets, using the right numbers. I wouldn't necessarily go and use a lot of wingding items, symbols in there. For the artistic people, it might look nice, and some people might love it, and I might be totally wrong, but I know when a professional business person looks at it, they want to see a professional document that's easy to read. It's the same with fonts, and I know we've spoken about fonts in the past, but it's the same thing. It's better to have a crisp and clear font that somebody can read, and to be consistent throughout your entire document, so that your document looks consistent. And the nice thing, as I've shown you before, is Windows has quite a lot of existing documents that you can actually go and look. You can go see what they did and what formatting is in there, and then you can just use that. You don't need to reinvent the wheel. It's actually already there for you. So let's just look at what we've covered today. Like I said, we covered the bullets and the numbers. We covered the symbols and the bullets. We changed the colors and the sizes and looked at the fonts there, and then we also looked at the multi-level list. And we should be able now to format some text in bullets and numbers, insert them into a document, modify the color of the bullets. I'm sure you can do that, and also to use the tab key effectively to change the levels either up or down, as I've showed you. So this has been lesson number 10, working with lists and bullets, and then we will see you in the next lesson, which is going to be lesson 11, and there we're talking about page breaks. We are progressively looking at a lot of different aspects of Word. It's by no means a comprehensive full course, but we're definitely covering quite a bit of it. And I think once you've covered what we've got here in this manual, you will be able to be more effective in a lot of your document layout skills, which is what we want. That's why we're doing the skills course. Again, if you want to contact us and you need the notes, you're welcome to do that. There's the contact details and there's the email address. And then also, if you want to support us and support the ministry to be able to continue with this work, there is the support banking account, the non-profits banking details. And then I will see you in the next lesson, in lesson 11, adding page breaks. God bless.